Welcome to Bracket Bash, the podcast. We take a bracket of 32, 64, 128 or more, and banter our way down to a winner. I am one of your panelists this week, but not your host. We'll be getting to him shortly. And this is Jamie.
This is the. I mean, come on, the storm is coming. The mouthy bastard is here to bring it. We are here to have a great time. You're not here for Q. He always thinks everybody is, but they put me at the front of the company for a reason, not just here, but at our other company. So let's just get this going. And I guess this time you can talk to this bastard.
We're going from the face that runs the place to the hoe that knows his spot. Q.
This is your boy Q, and if it wasn't for the boys in the back doing their job, you wouldn't have a job, Jamie. So therefore, everybody comes to see me. I'm the liveliness, I'm the energy, and can you dig it, sucker?
We also have.
Hey, it is Brian the Dank Bastard, and I'm going to pull out an obscure one, guys. This is, what is it, DX, X-Pac, your ass is grass, and I'm going to smoke it. That's right, guys. I don't think it really caught on too well, but it was said. It was said. And now, up next is...
And, of course, we have an OG, an original bastard who is not only joining the show today, but he has graced us with his presence long enough to actually host the show. He is a lifetime wrestling fan. He is the champion of his own household and was also a previous Bracket Bashers champion when we had that belt going on as well. He didn't retire it, but he came pretty fucking close. Mr. Havandre on the spot. How you doing, sir?
I'm well. Thanks for the introduction, except I am not just the champion of my house. I'm the champion, dare I say, of the world. I run ish, and y'all just following me.
I mean,
Harvey.
I like to follow you, so I mean,
I know you don't want to see me leave, but you like to watch me walk away. I understand, baby. It's okay. It's okay. I am, like our boy Freddie said, an OG of the Bastards, and I'm back because we're talking wrestling, and I just need an excuse to just stay away from my wife, and she's thrilled. But if we're gonna do it, then it might be something that's fun. We're talking wrestling. Anything, Freddie, or do I just dive in?
No, I'll go. I'm gonna, before Harvey dives in, hopefully not insulting his wife anymore. I'm gonna give you a couple rules, couple lifelines, stuff like that. Number one, there's only two today because we're not doing past the parcel because there's 5 people on the screen, which means all 5 people are voting. But we do have the blowing of loads, as always. Which means since we vote round robin style here, if you're one of the first people to go and don't want to be one of the first people to go, you can blow your load. That means you're going last. If somebody else blows their load after you, you're no longer going last. You're going directly before them, and so on and so forth. Last week, we did this in completion in one turn. That became our second quote-unquote Bukake episode, and everybody missed it except for myself and Q on today's screen. The other rule is actually dedicated from Q, and that is to steal a vote. Up into and including the quarterfinal matchups, you can steal one person's vote as long as they have not voted yet. If they blew their load during that turn, their vote is still active. You can steal their vote so they can't vote at all during that turn, and they blew their load, which kind of screws them over doubly. We are talking wrestling. It is Harvey. Take it away.
We are talking wrestling, but we are talking catchphrases. That line that somebody says to let you know who they are. Do I like you? Do I hate you? Do I give a damn what you have to say? And we're talking catchphrases. And my favorite of all time is in here. Y'all know that. Of course, Freddie doesn't like that one. And it's okay because he's Freddie. And on that note, if you are unhappy with any of these matchups, let it be known, let it be said that I encourage you with your chest to say, fuck you, Freddie. Say it. Fuck you, Freddie. Get it out. And he may see, he's saying, no, he feels it. He takes it home with him. He goes upstairs and it hurts. And that's okay because you're the one who came up with this. So take the pain and deal with it. So just to start it off, just so everybody's comfortable, fuck you, Freddie. Hashtag FYF or hashtag FUF. I prefer the FUF because it's fluff and it works. And on that note, let's get started. Let's talk catchphrases. The first one, and we're going to start with the beautiful Amy. Austin 316 says, I just whooped yo ass. Or a man who no longer has a job. You're fired. What do you think?
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't know. I guess there's been a few times in my life that someone got knocked the fuck out, and I made sure to let them know they got their ass whooped. So I'm gonna go with Stone Cold. I feel like that's a great classic, and you know it when you hear it. So
You just got knocked the fuck out.
Good.
yeah.
Well,
Even though you hear me, it's like I'm still telling you.
That's one vote for Austin. Q.
let's see here. I'm gonna have to go. Austin 316 was probably one of my favorite wrestlers back in the day. So I'm gonna have to go with Stone Cold as well on this one, most definitely.
All right. 2 for Austin. Brian.
You know what? The both are iconic. Like they both ring. But I think the Austin 316, when he first said that at King of the Ring, it changed wrestling the way it was. McMahon, you're fired. It's fun to say. It's a good catchphrase. But it didn't really change the trajectory of wrestling like Austin 316 did. I remember hearing him say that, and you never really heard cussing in wrestling before. And you heard him say ass, and all of a sudden your head lifted up and be like, what? What did that man just say? So I'm going to go, I just whooped your ass.
What did he say?
Austin wins. Freddie, where do you stand?
I'm gonna go with the not the artist on this particular one. I'm gonna go with Vince. Dre, by the way, from Masturbator, still one of my favorite named shows on here. It says Austin 316 is in comments, by the way. Austin 316 is the reason why why wrestling is so popular, is the catchphrase. Austin 316, I just whipped your ass from King of the Ring, was a moment. It's also one of the most quoted moments of all time because it was such an iconic moment. However, it was only really said once to that effect. You're fired from Vince McMahon, even nowadays, because it's because nobody likes their boss, and a lot of people just don't like Vince McMahon because he's an asshole of a human. I think you're fired is one of those things that it's such an iconic because it's something that you never really want to hear unless you're trying to get fired. And the way Vince McMahon says it, it's absolutely perfect. Austin, moving on, may be the right answer, but I'm going to give Vince his due. I'm going to give the line "you're fired" its due, not Vince. I'm going to give the line "you're fired" its due by giving it my vote.
I've heard that line too many times, so that's why I didn't want to vote for it.
It's already over, but I am actually going to go with Austin. Vince is the greatest heel of all time, and that line really kind of cemented that spot. But Austin really, really, that moment changed the trajectory of wrestling. So I'm going to go with Austin for that one. Austin wins. Next, we will go to Q Diggity.
You diggity dog.
Here we go. I'm going all over the board. I'm not going in order. I think it'll be fun. We will start with this. Are you ready? That would be from Triple H. Or can you dig it, sucker? Which I love that theme, and that will be from Booker T or King Booker.
I gotta go. Okay, I didn't fuck with the whole King Booker thing. I'm not gonna lie. He should have just stuck with being Booker T. However, the "can you dig it, sucker," I'm giving that my vote. Just for the whole Spinaroonie thing and the whole, 5 time.
Okay.
Booker T.
All right, Brian, what's your pick?
What were the choices again? Sorry.
Triple H, are you ready? or can you dick it? Dick it. Can you dig it?
that was a different show. Wait a minute. That was a
Can
different
you
show.
dig it, sucker? And that's Booker T. I think you found your clip there.
Wow.
You know what? I like you. I can't go against can you dig it now? Can I? You gotta go, can you dick it, sucker?
All right, so that's Booker. All right.
Yeah.
2 for Booker. Freddie.
I'm gonna go with Triple H on this one. Can you dig it is a moment in time. The more it went on, the less it became valuable type thing. However, Are You Ready still gets a pop every time Triple H is out there, and he's not even wrestling anymore. Booker T, he's an announcer now, and he's probably one of the worst ones. And he's on NXT, which is setting kind of a low bar to even begin with. I love NXT, I really do. I love the audacity of the entire thing, but I have a disdain when Booker T talks, for instance. However, the entire Are You Ready? And he goes, No, are you ready? And then the entire crowd pops. That is an automatic pop worldwide. Triple H, magic over man on that one, gets my vote.
All right, it is my turn. Booker T is one of my favorite wrestlers. I loved him, and I love to see his rise in WCW, from Harlem Heat to his solo run to the matches he had with Benoit and all this stuff until he became the stud. He is, though, a horrible announcer. He is terrible, and I don't like hearing him. But if there's only one person that I may dislike more than Booker, it's Triple H. He's annoying as hell. He's stunningly overrated. I like how he's booking. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
But I damn sure don't need to hear, Are You Ready? I'm never ready for him. I'm always feeling a little sick when he gets the mic. So let's just go with Booker, which gives him the win. And to end it, yay me. Is it Triple H or is it Booker T?
I mean, it should have been a sweep again. Freddie voted against the sweep. That is so obvious that I feel Booker T busting out the moves. And yes, he's not doing the greatest job as a commentator, but he is his own person. Kind of like R-Truth. I'd like to see R-Truth really bust into being a commentator because that would be absolutely a hot mess, especially with Booker T. So, I mean, we're going to give it to Booker T because that man's still throwing out those moves at his age. I got to give it to him.
All right. Cool. All right. Booker T knocks out Triple H. Hooray for that. Brian, we're going to start with you this time. Let's start with I lie, I cheat, I steal. That would be Mr. Guerrero versus the whole effing show, Rob.
Oh,
Man. Damn.
oh.
What's your pick?
Man. I was ready. I had my answer, and then you brought up Rob Van Dam. And you know what? That's like one of those ones, no matter where you go, you just say Raw, and everyone just does the thumbs right to almost like Adam Cole, baby. Like when that goes, you got to go Rob Van Dam on this one. I'm starting it out, Rob Van Dam, Mr. Monday Night. That's right.
All right. Rob Van Dam gets the pick. Freddie, where you at?
I will admit that I like Eddie Guerrero more than RVD as a wrestler, as a personality, everything else. So, however, I do love the line "whole effing show," especially because he's a ECW, pretty much ECW original. If he's not an ECW original, so having to say an effing instead of fucking during that, it's just absolutely fantastic. I think Eddie, when I was giving this list out for other people to vote for, I don't know why Eddie Guerrero's I lie, I cheat, I steal beat out lines like, what is it, Viva La Raza on that one, is it? And some of the other ones he has, but I do love the line I lie, I cheat, I steal. However, I love the line, the whole effing show, a lot better. than that particular one. Eddie gets my vote as a wrestler. Whole effing show gets my vote as a catchphrase.
All right, RVD is up 2-0. It is my turn. I love them both. I love DCW from Door. I loved RVD, but it's Eddie effing Guerrero. And I lie, I cheat, I steal is just one of the. He had a few there. Viva la
a lot of them.
He had a lot of great stuff. I'm going with Eddie on this one. And now, Yami, is it RVD or is it Eddie Guerrero?
I actually probably could care less on either one of these, to be quite honest with you. But if I have to choose, I'll go with RVD.
RVD gets the win. Look at
that. Shots fired.
All right, Q.
It's got to be Quentin John Van True. No, RVD most definitely gets it. 5-star Frog Splash. He was one of my favorites. RVD definitely gets it.
And in a shocker, RVD
I'm so
moves
sorry.
on and knocks. Oh, don't worry. They're both going to be okay. Oh, but the Q is disappointed. It's all right.
Come on.
Dre's in comments, by the way. It says, Jamie, you hurt my heart. Can't cancel the whole show. He actually said prior to this, I didn't read this out, but he says, if lie, cheat, and steal doesn't make it to the final four, cancel the whole show. And ended up not even making it out of the first round. So,
yeah. Sorry,
Dre. Love you, but
all right. So
congratulations, by the way. Congratulations to Dre.
Yay!
This last week, Dre made the plunge. Dre is no longer he is officially off the market, like officially off the market, not just planning to be off the market, not in pre-buy mode. Officially made the plunge. He is completely off the market now. He's got a lovely bride too. So kudos to both of them on this one.
Yay. Congrats to the man, the myth, the legend that is DeAndre. We move on. Next, Freddie, we're starting with you. It's true. It's damn true. Or I'm the best there is, there was, there ever will be. So it is Kurt. Oh, did I do the wrong one?
Well, I'm trying to find it on my board.
No, I did Angle. Sorry, I did mix them up. It's Kurt Angle versus Everybody's Got a Price, the $1 Million Man.
Everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man. I've met both of these two people. I got pictures of both of them, true, as well. The fact, this is one of those, Kurt Angle's had a couple of really good quotes. The entire, it's like, I did it with a broken freaking neck, is still one of my favorite lines from him because it's true. He was in the 96 Olympics and he won a gold medal with a broken freaking neck. And with the Olympics just passing and a whole bunch of shit going wrong on that particular one, I love Kurt Angle. I'm an old school wrestling fan. So $1 Million Man's kind of got my thing on here, though. I'm torn for many different reasons. However, as a wedding gift, because I can't really get him anything else, a wedding gift to Sir Dre, King Dre, he's going for It's True, It's Damn True. I will be giving my vote to Dre today. It is Kurt Angle's It's True, It's Damn True.
You can't go wrong either way. I am next. Two legendary athletes. I am torn slightly, but I had to make a decision pretty quick. I'm actually going to just wipe out the vote you gave to Dre. And I'm going to go with the $1 Million Man. Because he was a monster heel. I loved him. He was so good. So I am going with Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man. Everybody's Got a Price. Jamie.
The really funny thing about him too is that he was such a monster heel. Do you know what he's doing now?
Oh, he's a pastor, right?
He's a fucking preacher.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, you gotta love that.
You know
Oh
who
my
else
goodness.
is? I actually just interviewed. The podcast should go up in about a week. Nikita Koloff, I had on the show,
Yep.
and he's a big minister. And man, he had some great stories about the Georgia folks and him being a Russian heel and the interaction. Like some of the things they said to him were pretty funny. So, but yeah, no, that's another monster heel that like that.
Mm-hmm. Jamie, is it Kurt Angle or Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man?
Well, I'm just going to go ahead and erase your vote and give it right back to the other side. So I'm so sorry for you, but it's not the $1 Million Man for me. It is Kurt Angle, of course.
All right. Q Diggity Dog. Kurt Angle or $1 Million Man?
Well, I guess I'm just going to go ahead and erase Jamie's vote because I hate Kurt Angle with a fucking passion. Hate him. I don't know why. It's just something about Kurt Angle. It just rubs me the wrong fucking way.
Which means,
So I'm going with $1 Million Man.
okay, Brian, you get to break the tie.
Ooh, I had already made my mind up. So we had Rob Van Dam last time. A little history. Who was part of $1 Million Man skit? But young Rob Van Dam when he was a kid. I forget which skit it was. Was it the one where he kicked the basketball when he was bouncing the basketball, I think? But those skits of Ted DiBiase, Everyone Has a Price, those cemented him as an icon. You can't beat that. Everyone Has a Price. $1 Million Man just slipped me a couple hundos, so I'm voting $1 Million Man. Thank you, Ted. Thank you.
Very nice. So Ted DiBiase knocks out Kurt Angle, and we'll keep it moving. I get to start off next, and we will go with CM Punk, best in the world, versus Bret the Hitman Hart, the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Let's just get clear here. Bret was the best in the ring.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Let's try that again. CM Punk versus Bret. Bret was great in the ring. I didn't want to see him do anything else. His promos were, he was kind of annoying. Give me CM Punk any day of the week. So CM Punk gets my vote. Jamie, CM Punk or Bret Hart?
I guess for me, I was thinking the Bret Hart one sticks out for me a little bit more than the CM Punk one does. I feel like I like CM Punk's entrance music and I like him, but I don't really care for his catchphrase. So we're gonna go the other way around. Just canceling every one of your votes out.
Okay, Bret gets a vote. Q, is it Punk or is it Bret?
Well, CM Punk, he's just a punk. I don't like him. But we're voting for catchphrases, not I guess not who we like more or not. So I'm gonna go with yeah, you know what? I'll go with CM Punk's catchphrase, I guess.
CM Punk gets another vote. Brian, is it Punk or is it Bret the Hitman Hart?
You know how I feel about CM Punk's catchphrase? You ever see that episode of Seinfeld where George was trying to give himself a nickname? He was trying to call himself T-Bone. I feel like CM Punk just came up with that and just like, hey guys, I'm best in the world. And he's really the only one that calls himself that. I don't think anyone else really does. But for me, I'm a 90s kid, man. Bret Hart. People still say it to this day, even if they don't know who Bret Hart is. I have employees that'll be like, when I'm merching this stuff, I'm the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. They don't even know wrestling, so that transcends it. So I'm gonna have to go Bret Hart.
Which means, Freddie, you get to break the tie. Is it Punk or is it Bret Hart?
I love and hate Punk at the same time. I do. I personally think he lives up to his name as far as being a punk. majority of the time. Like, if I was running a wrestling company, I wouldn't work with him, type thing. But his promos are fucking fire. They are. They're fun to watch. They lead directly into the matches that he has. Win or lose, you either want to see him win or you want to see him get his ass royally just fucked in the process. I do though think that I'm the best in the world is a direct copy or knockoff per se off of best there is, best there was, and the best there ever will be. And I think Bret Hart actually lived up to that more than CM Punk does as far as an actual catchphrase goes. So I will be going with Bret Hart's best there is, best there was, and best there ever will be.
Bret Hart pulls out the victory, and CM Punk is gone. Jamie, it's back to you. Is it The Undertaker's rest in peace? Or is it Goldberg's you're next? Or who's next or whatever. He said next.
Who's next? Yeah.
Who's next? What's next? I'm next. You know.
Honestly, I've never been a very big Goldberg fan. I've never think what he says is so generic. It doesn't get me wound up or get me on the edge of my seat. Oh my God, he's coming to get me. So I get
a little tickled of it.
No, not at all. No nudge, no nothings. Ain't no fire burning over here when he talks. It's more like a flood. It's just gross. Blech, a puke. Goldberg, exactly. Goldberg, everything is overrated. That's very true. They started him out too strong on top of that. So the who's next thing, I guess I get where it was coming with this gimmick at the time, but I don't really care for him. So it ain't gonna be him today. So get him out.
And the Taker gets a vote. Q diggity dog. Is it Taker or Goldberg?
Well, apparently Goldberg is fucking hung like a motherfucker, you know, if you go off the longest yard here.
I still want that jersey. I can't get it yet, but I want that fucking jersey.
However, I'm still going with Taker, definitely on Taker. He was one of my favorites back in the day.
All right. Taker gets another vote. Brian, is it Taker or Goldberg?
You know, I think like with catchphrases, you got to like remember certain promos. And if they end it all with that same promo, like they become more special. I can't remember one Goldberg promo that I would be like, oh, he just told Bret Hart he's next. Oh, my God. But I can remember a lot of Undertaker, rest in peace. And then when he would switch it up, he would be like, and then you'll finally rest in peace. Or he'll do something like, the title will rest in peace. And that'll always get you, oh, he said it different. So I got to go Undertaker because you just remember it.
All right. Taker with the win.
Don't forget the eyes rolling in the back of the head, too.
Freddie, is it Taker or Goldberg?
I was listening to a story the other day. I was listening to a podcast talking about Taker. Q brought this up. The entire rolling his eyes in the back of the head. He did that. He did that as a joke, first of all. And then when he got back to Gorilla, people were asking him how he did it. And that's the reason it stuck. Is like he was just going to do it the once as a joke. Same thing as John Cena doing the entire "Can't See Me." He did it as a joke to pop either his brother or one of his friends or something like that. And I think it was his brother because his brother said that he'll never do that on TV. And now the entire "Can't See Me" is now one of his major things going on. So I just found that kind of funny. However, Goldberg. I'm not a fan in general. I'm definitely not a fan of the entire Who's Next. I would say he's had other good catchphrases, but he hasn't. And if you've noticed, entire Austin versus Vince, Eddie and RVD really didn't have that too terribly much, but Triple H and Booker, CM Punk and Bret Hart, and now Taker and Goldberg all kind of have these matchups. All kind of have something in common in the first round, so watch out for that in the future. I'm gonna go for Taker on this one. It seems like an automatic vote. I'm not going to be the one to get rid of this particular sweep.
Okay, great. Yeah, this is a sweep in the making. Goldberg is a manufactured creation. He was barely average in the ring. Ironically enough, he almost killed Taker in a match to then think about these two matched up in a promo war. Goldberg hasn't done a good the one a few years ago when he's back in WWE and he came out and almost forgot what he had to say because he banged his head in the locker or something. I don't want to hear anything that man has to say. So this is what we in the business refer to as a motherfucking sweep. It's a sweep in this bitch. The Taker gets my vote.
Actually, I believe what they call this, Harvey, is a squash match.
Ooh, it's a squash. It's like what Taker did to Cena a few years ago at Mania.
Hey, anyone with two hands has a fighting chance.
Otherwise, I don't
I
have
want to meet him. I want to meet him so bad. I really do.
Got her belt.
I had him do a cameo for my daughter, telling her to get her GED.
Oh my God.
And he said, any man or woman with two hands can get their GED. He said that at the end of it.
Next, we're down to the last two of the first half of the first round, and it is to Q Diggity Dog. Is it when you are NWO, you are NWO for life? Or is it DX? And you have stick it here, but I'm assuming you mean suck it, right?
It's written. Are you going off the text messages or are you going off my board? Because even on my board it says suck it.
Oh, okay, maybe I just read it wrong. So yes, so
the old age thing. It's all right, Harvey.
Yeah, what's your name again? No, all right. So for life.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
So NWO or DX?
Oh, I got to go with DX. That was iconic.
That's an easy one. Bri.
I gotta go NWO. And on that, as soon as they said that the first time, remember what Hulk Hogan said? All you fans can stick it. Mm-hmm. Remember also it goes with it.
Yeah. Freddie, is it NWO or DX?
Oh, it's DX. Like this is one of those no question type things. NWO, I liked WCW when it was out before it became a cesspool of what it became. I've heard this is one of the reasons that I'm afraid to watch AEW is because I'm afraid to see what AEW can become because of WCW, and it's kind of a making your own prophecy come true type thing. So I feel bad about that. However, Suck It got people expelled from school. And it came with the sign. Dre's in comments. Yeah. The NWO phrase doesn't hit because they had like 100,000 members, and all of them left. DX should win because everyone did the Suck It sign. And this is not just like everyone in school, like kids getting expelled and everything else. Like you had people in the crowd throwing up the X and in the telling people to suck it, but they never told you what it was.
Yeah, but we knew.
We knew.
But we knew.
We knew.
I mean,
for everybody out there, by the way, it was a penis. They wanted you to suck it penis. All right.
How many times did you bag yourself doing the X symbol?
I didn't. I don't hang that low.
So, just to be official, you're picking DX. That is correct.
I'm picking DX. I left Harvey speechless for a couple seconds. That don't happen very often.
And just to complete and the DX to get the victory, DX gets my vote. I can't do anything NWO. It had the potential to be one of the great angles, but it just got destroyed. Bischoff ruined it, dragged it out. Everybody was NWO at some point, so screw them. And that's the victory for DX. But, Yami, DX or NWO?
Absolutely. Suck it. Fucking suck it. Everybody can suck it. So yes, absolutely.
And so the win goes to DX. And the last pick of the first half of the first round, and we start with you, Brian. It is the second best announcer of all time, and that's Jim Ross. Well, this is a slobber knocker versus Jeff. That's J-E. Hold on. J-E-double-F. J-A-double-R-E-double-T. But it's not even the WWF one. It's the, what is it? That's Slap Nuts.
Mhm.
Ooh.
WCW.
So is it Slap Nuts or is it Slobber Knocker?
I know it's TNA. Actually, it's not WCW. It's TNA.
Oh yeah, he was.
I thought he had slap nuts in WCW.
He brought it to WCW. He said it.
Yeah,
but
he brought
like
it to WCW, but he originated it in TNA.
So I'm going to catch a lot of heat for this. I am not a Jim Ross fan.
I'm not either.
My generation was Gorilla Monsoon, Bobby the Brain Heenan. I always thought Jim Ross was a soundbite machine. Like you just throw out sound bites and then you just grab the sound bites and slobber knocker, look at his hat, like things like that. So I'm gonna have to go. I love the Jeff Jarrett podcast. I hated him as a kid. I hated his character, but then you realize, he's not that character. I'm going to have to go Double J, slap nuts. I mean, I still say that to this day, and people don't know what it means, but hey, slap nuts.
All right. So Jeff Jarrett gets a vote. Freddie, is it JR or is it JJ?
I can tell you right now, whoever wins this is not making it out of the second round. So this vote really doesn't matter. But however, Slobber Knocker is iconic. It's one of JR's multiple catchphrases, lines that he does. Not really catchphrases. I wouldn't even consider this as a slobber knocker a catchphrase. The entire "Oh my God, he's broken in half" is not a catchphrase. It's a moment in time. So, but as close to a catchphrase that Jim Ross would have, this would be it. Jeff Jarrett says, "Listen up, slap nuts." I used to say that, and it's another thing that would eventually almost get me expelled from school. So it gets my vote as well.
All right. So that's JJ. So that's 2. JJ?
Yep.
All righty. For all the people on here, on the messages making their comments about JJ is not the greatest. He's the second, like I said, and I'm the one with the mic right here. So masturbators, dude, you can just shit the hell up.
It's JR, not JJ, by the way.
It's JR, what are you talking about?
You kept saying JJ is not the greatest.
Okay,
it's not JJ, it's JR.
I'm playing the old man thing here. Stop messing with me.
You're not playing anything. You are an old man.
Truth be told, JR is number 2. Gordon Soley is number 1, and he always will be. But this is actually a little difficult for me, but I think just to make it interesting, let's go with JR. And let's go with Jim Ross for this one. Jamie, is it JR or is it JJ?
Though I don't spell Jeff that way, it's normally Jeff Fafa when I spell out that. But for me, there's something about Jim Ross that I just don't care for. So it's gonna be Jeff. Double F.
Okay.
That's 3 out of 5 people on here so far, Harvey, that just do not like Jim Ross.
I see that.
Okay, so
It's his hair. It's his hair. It's his hair. I'll tell you, it's his hair.
Q, it's already over, but is it JR or JJ?
is Puppies on here for a catchphrase?
It was on the original list.
But that's not even him.
No,
I know it's not him. I know it's not him.
Q just wants to see puppies. That's all.
Puppies.
There might be, because we're gonna eventually run out of wrestling themed type brackets. There may be a second one to this in the future. So Puppies definitely gonna make that particular one.
All right, but I'm going with Slobber Knockers. I'm going with JR.
All right. Jeff Jarrett gets the victory. And that is the end of the first half of the first round. And we'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
All right. Brian hasn't been on the show for a while. He's the only bastard today that has any real ads, with the exception of me, to do. So, Brian, what you been up to?
Hey, guys, check out the dailydank.com. We're doing shows every day. We do a 7:10 a.m. morning super show. You like old school fun morning shows, guys. We get a little risque. Go check us out. Then we do a 420 show where we talk paranormal, we talk true crime, we talk weed, we talk everything on the show, guys. And then we also Elevated Perspective podcast. We're getting some good guests. We just got Nikita Koloff. Look like we're going to get Tom Devlin, the monster makeup guy. Just Incredible is in the works. I'm going trying to get some old school guys on there, guys. So check it out. Dank Nation Radio should be launching very soon if all the T's get crossed. So be on the lookout for that, guys. But everything, dailydank.com. Check us out on YouTube, Instagram, all the things, guys.
Speaking of the entire Dank Nation Radio, by the way, I do have the formats for the shows now on a single file for you as well. So from beginning to end, fully edited and stuff is well to go. So
yeah, to be honest, the only thing stopping me is the $135 fee for Apple for the app. So as soon as I get paid, I can get that going. But I'm just waiting for that fee money to come through. But yeah, other than that, we're going to launch. We'll be on Alexa, Amazon. We'll be on iOS, Apple App Store, and as well as the Android store. So we'll be all over the place.
And I'm your host, Freddie Fisher. I'm one of the co-hosts of the show, The Recasting Call. Myself and Kate Laverne host the show, The Recasting Call, where we take old movies and add some new favorites as far as casting goes. The last 2 months, actually, Harvey joined the show. We did the movie Major League from 1989. We also added 10 more years to that, and we ended up doing She's All That, which will be coming out the first Thursday of September. And Q has decided to join us for the next episode that we were doing for October, and we are doing the movie, the 1996, so the original Scream for that one. So keep in mind, we are looking for guests, by the way, for the next one we're doing after that. We are doing, I think it's 99, I'm not for certain on this, but the movie Any Given Sunday, which is going to be one of the first real dramas that we're doing for the show as well. So keep on track for that. Harvey.
And we're back for the second half of the first round. Let's get into this. And we start with the man called Freddie. And because he's starting off, I think this is perfect. Let's get through a few of the play-ins because Freddie's a bum. The first play-in is My Name is Paul Heyman versus the single greatest wrestler of all time. That would be the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. I am a limousine riding, jet flying, blah, blah, blah. There's too much to be said, but you know what it is. So let's get your vote out the way, Freddie. And this is a play-in, so whoever wins this plays somebody else. Is it Paul Heyman or is it Ric Flair?
Okay. Motto over man on this one. As always, I try to keep personal vendettas off of this. Everybody knows I don't like Ric Flair. Okay, I just don't. But I can tell you that Ric Flair is kind of the king of promos. He is. He is, and he always pretty much will be, because there's nobody that can actually match up on the mic. However, Paul Heyman is probably the greatest manager of all time.
That's not even true, dude. I'm
just
sorry.
Doesn't wrestler. He just doesn't. My Name is Paul Heyman. Like, the only thing you can match up with Ric Flair between the entire crowd pop or crowd response with My Name is Paul Heyman is woo. And I say that silently because I was kind of expecting other people to woo back, but it didn't happen, because when Paul goes, my name is, the entire crowd, he'll stop, by the way. The entire crowd goes, Paul Heyman. This is a moment every single show. Limousine riding, kiss stealing, blah, 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 blah. But that's a moment in time. Paul Heyman is a moment every single show. I'm waiting for him to come back. Roman has come back recently. It's just it's just what it is. So my vote, my disdain for Flair's side, because I did give Flair's due on this one. My vote is for Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman gets one.
Just to cancel out Harvey, if anything else.
Okay, that's great. Paul Heyman saying or telling us what his name is barely a catchphrase. Like that's what you say when you get to, when you go to the police station and you've been arrested. What's your name? My name is such and such. That's a catchphrase? I don't know. So Paul Heyman.
Wait. How do you know that's what you say when you get arrested, Harvey?
I don't know. The wife sent me video of you when you got arrested. I think that's what you did, Q. My name is Q. Okay. My name is Quentin. Quentin. I'm not gonna say your last name wrong. I don't want to do that. But these are two legends on the stick. Paul is one of the greatest managers on the stick. I still think Bobby Heenan is the greatest manager of all time, and he was just as good on the stick. And he took bumps. He was unreal. But there is nobody who can touch Flair in promos. No one. It's not The Rock. It's not Piper. And Piper is probably the closest. Nobody. Not even Dusty. And Dusty's right there. And with my love of Flair, obviously up front, I will go with Flair. Jamie, is it Flair or is it Paul Heyman?
I mean, if I could just vote for both, like that'd just be great.
Well, then we don't need a show then. Like, you got to pick.
I mean, just this matchup, just this one.
Well, there's just something that you can say with your disdain for this situation.
Yeah, I could.
You could just say, fuck you, Freddie. It rhymes with "Are you ready?" I like that. Are you ready?
Are you ready, Freddie, for the fuck you? Are you? I don't think you really are.
I mean, if you're offering, I mean, you are local, so
this is being recorded, dude. Don't be that guy.
Okay, so here's my.
We can record the other one too.
I fully agree with everything Harvey said between management wise and Grace Wrestler promo cut, all that. Loving it. But I have to say, I do agree with Freddie on how the crowd kind of gets with it when Paul Heyman does his. When Harvey goes as far as to now make fun of it and say your shtick is your name, introducing yourself. Hi, my name's Jamie. like I don't know. Now I'm rethinking liking that whole deal because I feel like it's really hard to keep up with Ric Flair and other people that have really fast things and crazy things they say like they do, but they do a great freaking job on the promos. And for the fuck of it, I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Ric Flair. Come on.
All right, 2 votes for Flair. Q, is it Mr. Flair or is it Mr. Paul? Pause. Heyman.
Paul Heyman is a douche.
supposed to be. He's a New Yorker. He's supposed to be.
Not anymore. He's gonna come back
Paul Heyman with a fucking passion. I wish he never was even introduced, let alone introduce himself over and over and over again.
Tell us how you really feel.
Mm-hmm.
I think I did. So I'm going with the nature boy, Ric Flair.
Okay. Mr. Flair gets the win. Brian, is it Flair or is it Paul Heyman?
You know, Paul Heyman is great all the way around. You can't knock him at all, especially in this era. But Ric Flair, man, like you could pick out 1 out of 1,000,000 and just that one stands out. And then you can pick another one out. Like just his promos are iconic. You can't beat it. That jet flying, limousine riding, all that's iconic. You got to go Ric Flair.
Ric Flair gets 4 out of the 5, and he moves on to match up with arguably the only person who could really match up with him on the mic. So that play-in led to this matchup, and I start. Is it Ric Flair or Dusty Rhodes? I've dined with kings and queens, and he's another guy with promo after promo after promo. I love both of these people because I'm an old school wrestling fan. And if it was anybody else, I would vote for Dusty. But it's Ric Flair. And nobody touches him on the promos. So I will go with Flair in this one. Jamie, is it Ric Flair or Dusty Rhodes?
I can't believe you said nobody touches him on the promos.
Nobody.
I felt that way, but yet I still feel like Dusty Rhodes is right there, like just tickling the idea of the fact that he can pull some pretty good stuff out of his ass too. I'm going to give it to Dusty Rhodes on this one.
All right. It is a tie, 1-1. Q, is it Mr. Flair or is it Mr. Rhodes?
I disagree with both of you. I think The Rock has pretty much the best promos.
The Rock.
I've laughed the most at The Rock shit than I have anybody else.
The Rock stuff was written.
The Rock
stuff was written for The Rock, though. Flair, I got to give it to him. The Flair and Dusty, that was off the cuff stuff that they just came off of. Same thing as Stone Cold's Austin 316 says, I just whipped your ass. That was an off the cuff type thing too. The Rock had comedic timing at best. But as far as promos goes, just as Dre says, just because you laugh doesn't mean it's better.
All right.
It's not the quote itself, it's the person delivering it.
Yes and no. Yep.
So what do you say, Q?
I'm going Ric Flair over Dusty.
Flair gets a second vote. Brian, is it Flair or is it Dusty?
Don't you dare try this shit up.
Well, baby, I've eaten with kings and queens, and I've hung out with hobos eating Franken beans. I forget exactly how it went, but something like that. Man, some of those, I remember those a little more than I remember Flair's because he just had a different charisma, a different way that he said it. And he grabbed your attention. Not that Ric Flair didn't, but like all of a sudden you could just be looking at something completely different. You hear him say, "Listen, baby," and you got to turn around and be like, "Who's this guy? What's going on?" So I'm going to say Dusty Rhodes, guys.
Which means, guess who gets to break the tie?
Dre's in comments. Dre's in comments brings up a good point. Says that's not even the best Dusty promo, and he's right. He's not the best Dusty promo. Just like limousine writing ... isn't Flair's best promo, or not even promo. Flair's best catchphrase is always "woo." Always is, always will be, because it's one of the dumbest things out there. That it's just simplistic. It's something that everybody else can do. You can, from 1 to 100, everybody can woo, unless they don't have a voice because they've been screaming screaming so loud, because Dusty Rhodes actually had something to say, and that's what I'm going to go with on this one, because it's 9 with kings and queens, 8 with kings and queens, and dined on pork and beans. He is the son of a plumber. He is the everyman before Austin was the everyman. It's Dusty. It's hard to beat Dusty. I agree with you. Ric Flair is a monster on the mic. Is the only good thing about Flair that I will ever actually say about him, is that he is a monster on the mic. He cannot be beat by a lot of people, with the exception of the 5 of us, because we actually voted right, and I am going with Dusty.
Dusty Rhodes. Dusty takes out the Nature Boy, and we'll keep it moving. And we go with Jamie. It's back to you. Is it? I'm going to look around for a minute, wait for the right moment. Damn! Ron Simmons. Or...
Hold on a second. Jamie, you want to push mute on yours real quick? And then Harvey, you want to do that again? Because I do want to catch that for the actual show.
For the actual show. Okay, that'll work. All right. Jamie, we start with you. Is it dramatic pause? Damn! Ron Simmons, or I don't know what the phrase is. It jump on or welcome to the whole train from The Godfather. Ron Simmons or The Godfather?
Definitely. Damn.
Damn.
Damn. It's so disappointing. Ron Simmons is so much more than that dumbass catchphrase.
It really is.
It's so ridiculous. Q, is it Ron Simmons or The Godfather?
Every time I think of the word damn, all I can see is fucking Friday. Damn. But I'm going with the whole train. Choo-choo.
Brian, is it Ron Simmons or The Godfather?
You know, I gotta say Ron Simmons. Damn, people are still saying it. The Ho Train was fun. It was, what it was in that time. But a lot of people, you don't hear it referenced and might get canceled if you did.
Yeah, that's probably why it's not
these
referenced
days.
anymore. Is because
So you gotta go.
people.
Damn, it's still being said.
Freddie, is it Ron Simmons or The Godfather?
Okay, I agree with you with the entire Ron Simmons things as far as that he shouldn't only be known for the entire damn type thing. But I love the pops because you never know when Ron Simmons is there until they're doing like a backstage promo type thing and they just happen to pan because there's always like a comedic silence type thing. Like a solid 3-second beat where they're doing something that they probably shouldn't have. Goldust is great for doing this type of shit when he was back in there, but then you just happen to pan over to Ron Simmons, and then there's another 3-second beat because you know it's happening, you know it's coming, which makes it 10 times funnier because he's like say the line. He's like, damn, just like from the gut type thing. It's absolutely hysterical. Godfather's Ho Train hasn't aged well. I do love that line, but damn, it's just fucking funny, and I love it. And it's not supposed to be funny. It wasn't originally supposed to be funny, but it's still fucking funny, and it has stood the test of time. Ron Simmons, the first African American, I believe, WCW champion. Yeah, WCW champion, world heavyweight champion gets my vote. The thing he should be known for.
Exactly. And with that, he gets the win. And I will end it. It's Ron Simmons. It's The Godfather. I'm going to go with Ron Simmons on this, even though it's so sad that that's what people – he was a phenomenal athlete. He was
Did he beat Vader for the title?
Yes, he
End
did.
that Vader run? That was an iconic run, too,
But it was just, I mean, that run was great, but it was like he was champ for maybe 2 months, and then Vader just took the belt back from him. But that's maybe either my first or second favorite moment in wrestling is Ron Simmons winning that title. I love everything about that. It's amazing. So Ron Simmons gets the win. And we move on to Jamie. Is it Jamie? Or did Jamie go first already? Jamie went first.
I did.
I ended. No, you didn't?
I went first last time.
Yeah, it had to be if I ended. All right, Q, we go to you. Hey, yo. Scott Hall. Or You Can't See Me, Mr. John Cena.
For everybody out there in Spotify land, what reason Harvey's laughing is that Q just shut off his camera, so you can't literally see him.
Oh.
You can't see me.
He was waiting for hours to do that. He probably came up with that last night. He's like, "Oh, just wait.
Q, by the way, I got to give it to Q. Q's not a current wrestling fan. However, Q stepped in last minute for somebody. There was a death in one of our panelists' family today. So Q, being a 90s wrestling fan, a majority of these are 90s or beyond around. catchphrases that we all kind of grew up with. So he was gracious enough to spend his time with us today talking wrestling, which is something that he's not usually vast in. So props to Q on this one.
Thank you, Q. Who gets your vote?
Oh, you can't see me.
Oh, well, you were serious about that. See? Okay. Brian, is it Scott Hall or is it John Cena?
You know what? I'm gonna rely on my generation. That will be my excuse on this. I just remember how iconic it was, like those WCW days, especially when they were struggling a little bit, and you see Scott Hall just come out and he just does that, like he just ran a marathon. Hey, yo, just like out of nowhere. And I like that. John Cena, that's a great catchphrase. It's a great thing, but it just wasn't my generation of watching wrestling, so it didn't stick with me as much as those hey yo's go. So I got to go hey yo.
Freddie, is it Scott Hall or John Cena?
I'm going to agree with Dre on this one. Hey, yo, it's not even Scott Hall's best
Right.
type thing. My favorite, I don't know if it's a catchphrase or not, but it's something really famous, as Scott Hall once said. It says, bad times don't last, but bad guys do. It's still one of my favorite mental health type quotes of all time. Will we get into a mental health quote later on that I have at the end of today's show for Harvey as well? Because one thing that Harvey did, I don't know if he still does or not, but that one as well. Say hello to the bad guy. One thing that Harvey either did or still does on his show was to always try to end his show with a quote. We also do that on our show as well. So today's quote will be at the end of our show. You'll find out what that is later. I'm gonna. Hey yo bothers me just for the simple fact that it reminds me of a time that Scott Hall was so messed up mentally and physically due to drug abuse and drunkenness and stuff like that, that he's come to the ring so freaking trash. That's the only thing you really could say is, hey, yo. And then he was supported by everybody else on there and stuff like that. And it's not just him that bothers me. It's the fact that they let him do it. It's like the entire Jeff Hardy and Sting match type thing where Jeff Hardy was completely fucked up and Sting had to not only carry it, but end it quicker because it was a safety hazard type thing. So that bothers me. However, Cena, that is not in Brian's generation. It is kind of in my generation. It's also outside of Q's generation. But even Q, because he stopped really watching in the 90s, Cena's more of a 2002 and beyond type person. You Can't See Me has transcended wrestling. Like I've seen baseball and football stuff where you see people in the crowd going like this. And for people out there in Spotify land, I was doing the entire wave, hands front of the face, you can't see me bit. For the from transcending wrestling point of view and a historical point of view, from hey yo, I gotta go with Cena's Can't See Me.
It is against my religion to vote for anything Cena that has to do with John Cena. He got that by accident. And they just let him say whatever the hell he wants on the mic, and all of a sudden he's great on the mic. Whatever. Scott Hall was 10 times the worker he was in the ring. And because of whatever substances he had, didn't get the chance to be as much fun on the mic. But he was still great when he was Razor. He had great promos. I will take Scott Hall just because I can't vote for Cena anyway. Which means, Jamie, you get to break the tie. Is it Mr. Cena or is it Scott Hall?
I just kind of feel like I have a little too much power for this situation right now. I'm liking it. Ayo. I mean, who doesn't love a little attitude with the day? So ayo, it is. I'm going for it.
Scott Hall takes out Cena. Thank the freaking Lord.
That's right. Flair's not in second round either, so I'm good.
Yeah, it's all right.
Gotta be bullshitting me.
Yeah, Flair's okay. He's surviving. He's going to do fine. We move on. Brian, you get to start this one. I'm Harvey, and I'm awesome. So is it The Miz? Or What's Up? Which is a terrible theme song, by the way. Ron Killings, What's Up?
You know, I thought it was going to be an easy one. You said The Miz, and I'm like, oh, whoever's next, we'll just go with that. No, he threw another one right at me. They're both horrible, man. Like,
But you put the two that are on a tag team together right now.
Yep.
It was the guy below that guy. No, that guy. He did.
you know what? I'm going to go with R-Truth on this just because the crowd actually will go, what's up? What's up? Back to him. No one does that back to The Miz. No one cares that he's awesome. You know?
No, but with The Miz, he goes that the crowd goes, I'm The Miz and I'm awful.
Oh.
That's what he should say.
Is that kind of like the Kurt Angle, you suck? Like
Yeah.
it'd be...
All right, so R-Truth gets a vote. Freddie, is it truth or is it awesome?
I love The Miz. I really do. Like, goofy wrestling for life. The Miz is like the ultimate team player when it comes to stuff like this. So I got to give him props. However, What's Up? Or he was saying something else. He couldn't say that in TNA. He was saying something else while he was over there, but it was pretty fucking close to it. Which it was close enough to it that I'm surprised he didn't get like a copyright infringement type thing involved with that one. But Truth is, we know that Truth is going into the Hall of Fame. My question, and what the thing that I would like to snowball is that who is going to induct Truth in the Hall of Fame, because it's just going to be that speech is going to be absolutely fantastic, and I'm waiting for it. R-Truth,
Little Jimmy.
It has to be the Judgment Day, right? He's a full-fledged member. It's got to be the Judgment Day. That puts it in there.
R-Truth, also known as Ron Killings, using his government name, LOL, on that one, gets my vote.
That is two. That is two for R-Truth. That's interesting. All right. I like Ron Killings. I don't like R-Truth. I've always been that way. I hate the fact that they've made him to be a joke in WWE. That was
his choice, by the way.
I guess, but he was a former and he was a world champion. Like, he's legit. And now he's just acting like an idiot. He doesn't know who he's talking to. Oh my God, it makes me sad. And like, against my better judgment, I'm going with The Miz. So The Miz gets my vote. Jamie, is it Mike The Miz or is it R-Truth?
I enjoy me some R-Truth, don't get me wrong, but I have been a fan of The Miz before he was The Miz, and I'm just gonna go with him. I'm just gonna go. I enjoy him. So
from the real world, are you talking? Yeah. How do you enjoy that fool on the real? Him pretending to be The Rock, having mental breakdowns. Come on.
He's been The Miz the whole time, though. He
was 100%
back then too.
Oh yeah, he was so embarrassing for me that it was like easy to escape my life and forget about my bullshit when I saw that bullshit.
He was like your friend that like is the drama and you feel better about your life. Is that what he was to you?
Yeah. Like you just live in your life.
It's like the Jerry Springer conversation last week. That's what it was.
Worse than mine, like by because of your ass. Like, so this is great. Like, keep it up. But no, I mean, and I enjoy him and his wife and their reality show and stuff and their kids. So I'll be the first to admit that. So The Miz it is for me.
I like that. And that means The Miz moves on. Is that the case?
No, it's tie-breaking decision going down to Q.
No, my bad. Yeah. Like I said, I'm getting older. Just keep an eye on you here. Q diggity down. Is it The Miz or is it R-Truth? You get to break the tie.
It's not my vote.
It's The Miz. The Miz takes out R-Truth. All right. So that means Brian.
You can't handle the truth.
Okay, Freddie, you start this next round off. I think this is going to be fun. No, I'm not doing that one. We have another play-in, and we're going to have Freddie to do it.
I got the last one too.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. All right, and we will start with You Didn't Know or Oh, You Didn't Know. That's New Age Outlaws versus The New Day. Don't be sour. The winner of this will take on another subject, but is it the New Day or is it the New Age Outlaws?
The entire thing about like, oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody. That one. I loved not only that
Road
one,
Dogg.
that was Road Dogg, but it's part of the New Age Outlaws because it actually goes deeper into that with like just like Flair had in that super long speech type thing, going the entire the Road Dogg double G the Road Dogg. I can't remember how that goes now, but the badass Billy Gunn, the New Age Outlaws type thing, and if you're not down with that type, it's really long. But the New Day, and this is going to be a kind of a sad vote on my part, but it's going to be getting my vote. It's always a good thing, and I can't wait to hear it live when he eventually comes back. I'm putting good vibes out there. Big E doing the entire "Aww, don't you dare be sour. Clap for your world tag team champs and feel the power." It's don't be sour. That is pop inducing across the board. And when he does come back, the only pop that I'll ever hear that is better than that is when the Hardys came back at friggin' Mania, which also included the New Day because the New Day the New Day introduced them.
So the New Day gets your vote. Good.
Yes.
All right. It is my turn, and I concur. New Age Outlaws were fun to a degree. He didn't create that. He heard that in the rap song. He just decided to use it himself. Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody. I will go with the New Day. Also, one of my favorite groups of all time. Yami, is it the New Day or the New Age Outlaws?
I'm voting for Booty.
I love how your mic cut out right then.
Please, I love them. They make me happy. So happy. I love them.
The New Day gets the third and winning vote. Q, is it to the New Age Outlaws or the New Day?
I mean, there's a lot of things that make Jamie happy. Well,
And they all begin with the letter P.
What are you doing? You started
Going with
talking.
the Outlaws.
You go with the Outlaws. Oh, okay. Brian, is it the New Age Outlaws or is it the New Day?
Again, I might have to go generational on this. Fun, quick little story is when the New Age Outlaws first came up. I was just a dumb kid. I was probably like 19, 20 years old, working at a Maverick gas station. And for whatever reason, I carved in the bench with a knife, New Age Outlaws. I don't know why, I just did. And later that night, some guy was talking to our manager, and he's like, they said, "Oh, who tagged our table? I know those kids. That's a new gang in town. I'll talk to them." And I just remember being like, "No, it's not. It's a tag team from WWE, dummy." So just for that reason alone, I'm going to go with New Age Outlaws.
All right. New Day gets the W. And they're taking on next, and we'll keep it going, and it starts with me. So, is it the New Day or is it the audience at any wrestling show when they just start saying, "This is awesome.
You deserve it."
I love the New Day. I love wrestling fans, and in my opinion, as a wrestling fan, there's always people who say the wrestling fans try to take over the show and blah, blah, blah. I would just like to make it clear that I paid to walk into that arena, to see those people wrestling, or to cut a promo. I get to say what the hell I want. And if your show is good, then no matter what chant I come up with, I don't take over the show. Nobody chanted when Flair and Savage were wrestling. Nobody chanted when Flair and Steamboat, or Flair and Sting, or Cena and Edge, or Triple H and HBK. A damn good match. The fans can't take it over. So for me, if your match is good enough, I'm not going to be saying this is awesome. I'm going to be appreciating the awesomeness. So I'm going to go with the fans, because we are the ones that determine whether something is good or not. Because if we don't show up, it sucks. So the fans get my vote for this. Yay me. Is it the fans with This Is Awesome, or is it the New Day?
I'm gonna go with the New Day.
Okay.
Jamie hates the fans.
She does.
Feel.
And she hates puppies and snowflakes.
Christmas.
Christmas.
Fuck them all, and including fuck you, Freddie.
Fuck you, Freddie. Q. Is it the fans with This Is Awesome, or the New Day?
I'm gonna go with This Is Awesome because, well, it's me, motherfuckers. I am awesome.
Brian, is it the fans with This Is Awesome, or the New Day?
This goes to all you overweight, homegrown sons of guns out there in the audience who only wish you could look like this. God, that's probably a nightmare. X that. But I think it is I love it when the crowd takes over. And I think you're right. If you're doing it right, if you're having the highlights, they're not, the crowd doesn't take over. They're too invested in the match, too invested to do that. So I'm going to go, I like your pick. I'm going to go with the crowd. You know what? They're the main reason you're there. They're the reaction. I love those old school WCW where the old ladies trying to fight Hulk Hogan out of the audience and stuff. That's true. That's what wrestling is. Audience participation.
The fans have knocked out the New Day, but Freddie, is it the fans or is it the New Day?
I am going with the fans as well. Piggybacking off of Harvey's entire spiel. The entire This Is Awesome or some other crowd chants stuff like that going on. He mentioned that if your show is good, it's not going to matter anyway. If you have enough people to start a chant that the rest of the crowd is going to go with, or enough that you have enough people chanting that this is awful or you suck or stuff like that, or there's some other creative chants that I've heard too. It deserves to be listened to because you need to come up with either better writing or better wrestlers or stuff like that. Because you don't, even in like a wrestling school, as I call it, in like, what is it, NXT, they don't have bad chants like that. And they do sell tickets. So these are people in a smaller crowd, so it'll take less people for them to create bad chants and actually do this. So if you have people who are been training for years to do all this and still suck to the point that you have an entire crowd booing them, and this is bad heat, not good heat type thing, they deserve to be listened to, whether buying a ticket or not. The price doesn't matter. It's the fact that they're spending their time and everything else to actually do this. Their voice should be heard. This is awesome, although I think it's overused. It doesn't mean anything anymore because if everything is awesome, nothing is awesome. It's the fucking standard. There's a difference. However, it does get my vote because the fans are awesome.
All righty.
Question is when Kurt Angle comes out, does everybody still say you suck?
Yep.
It's about 50-50.
Because he does suck. Just saying.
Wow. Okay. All right. Let's power through the end of the first half of the first round. Jamie, we start with you. Hopefully she's there. And we've got a play-in. I'm going to do this play-in with you. I think it'll be interesting. Is it Y2J or Mr. Jericho with the Ayatollah of rock and roller? Or it's me. It's me. It's DDP.
I'm gonna just let's just go with that. That one's much better to get behind. Yep.
DDP it is. Q Diggity, Y2J or DDP?
Speaking of getting behind, I guess that's probably the only way you can do a DP. So I'm going with DDP as well.
Oh, shit.
Jesus.
Brian, is it Y2J or DDP?
I am referring. I have a friend here, Mike, who's a huge wrestling fan. He's working where I'm supposed to be. Shh, don't tell anyone. But
Not like
he's
we're live or
saying
anything. It's all right.
Jericho, so I'm going to go Jericho. You know, he is the Ayatollah of rock and roll. So you got to go Jericho. I do love the DDP bang, but that was pretty much all he had. Where you had Jericho had a whole string of catchphrases and was able to change his character up.
Freddie, is it Y2J or DDP?
So it's DDP. It is DDP. I got to give him his props on multiple levels on this one. Either one of these, I don't see passing through first round anyway, considering who it's facing.
Mm-hmm.
But DDP, as far as the fan alone, is going to be getting my vote. Jericho had multiple options on this one when I originally had it on here. I gave people the chance to go ahead and pick one, and the one that was chosen the most was Ayatollah of rock and roll for some reason. So that.
What was
DDP gets my vote.
DDP's catchphrase in WWE? It wasn't that I'll make you famous. That was the Undertaker saying it to him, right? I'll stalk your wife. Was that his? Was that his
No.
catchphrase?
I don't know. I don't know if he even had anything in WWE.
Yeah, I don't think he had one.
Wasn't he positively Page at the end of it? And he had like
that big smile, and it was just stupid. Like they didn't know what to do with him.
No.
They didn't know what to do with a lot of the WCW. They should have brought him in while he was hot.
Yeah.
They brought
And
him
with
in
The
years
Rock.
later. Yeah.
People's Champ versus People's Champ. I think that should have been the way they went instead of the Undertaker. But
All right. And to finish it off, it's me, and it doesn't really matter, but I don't know. I guess I'll go with DDP. It's all right. Not really. Nothing's really. I liked the DDP. I liked his finisher. There's nothing much else about him.
It's a cutter, dude. Like it's.
No, it wasn't. He was like the third person to use it. Like
I know. So I mean, as far as finishers go, I would have gone with Jericho.
Yeah, it depends. He's had a multitude of finishers, which I respect. With each time he's changed, he's kind of done something different. So I respect that.
Jericho's worst finisher is probably the Lion Salt, and it's still better than the Diamond Cutter.
Wow. Okay.
I know, hot take, but still.
Yes.
yeah, that's a hard one because if you look at the RKO, that's super popular. That's basically the Diamond Cutter, just changed a little bit.
The reason why is because the RKO has no setup.
It's one of the few things it doesn't need it. What's the best part about it? That you just come out.
But the thing is, every other real cutter that's out there has like a couple steps before it that you can see it coming. The RKO, majority of the time, it's out of nowhere, and it's some of the tightest fucking spots.
Mm-hmm.
So, giggity.
Yeah, I was about to win. All right, DDP gets the win, and DDP. We move on, and DDP gets to take this on. I'm interested to see what this Q. We start with you. Is it? It's me. It's DDP, or is it? Yes. Daniel Bryan.
Oh, damn. I mean, it's got to be yes.
Like, what are you thinking about, dude? I'm sorry.
You don't even want to know.
Brian, is it Daniel Bryan or is it DDP?
I used to get so annoyed. It almost reminded me of like a kid's show. It's me. It's me. It's DDP before he would come out. That's so annoying. I don't know about the yes, but I mean, he had that whole yes movement. That thing was massive. I would say Daniel Bryan. Let's go Daniel Bryan.
Freddie, is it DDP or is it Daniel Bryan?
It's Daniel Bryan, just like the entire "you can't see me" bit going into baseball games and football games and a whole bunch of other shit like that. Like you see the yes chants at freaking MMA events. That is one of the hardest things for crowd control to do. Is for the freaking MMA event to get everybody, not even MMA event, like politicians, the not the White House, but like the entire system they have there. There's videos of politicians when they're before they're voting do the entire yes chant. If you want to talk about crossing genres, going for the white trashness, which again I'm a wrestling fan, white trashness of wrestling, to the posh upkeeping of fucking politics.
Okay.
Transcendence. Daniel Bryan gets that vote.
I am going to concur, and I'm going to go with Daniel Bryan. Jamie, it's already over.
Yes, it is.
DDP or Daniel Bryan?
Yes, yes, and yes.
And that is what we refer to in the business as a mother-upping sweep.
Real quick, not to interrupt the show, I do want to get
Yes.
your guys' opinion. Daniel Bryan, he's doing his whatever farewell tour. I know he had that great run, but as far as putting him up as one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, do you guys feel that's justified, or do you feel like it's just a gimmick, a push? I'm just curious on your thoughts. I personally think it's a gimmick. I don't think he's in my top 20 even. But
I would agree with that. I wouldn't put him in top 20.
As
far as ground and pound wrestlers go, like actual wrestling goes, he's in the conversation. But as far as having the entire wrestling package, no, I wouldn't put him in. I wouldn't put him in the top 20.
I think right place, right time with the fans.
Yeah.
I think that's where he kind of falls in. But I'm just curious. What about you, Harvey? I mean, you're a big wrestling fan. How do you feel?
I don't know. Are you a fan of Ring of Honor?
Oh yeah, big time.
Okay. We haven't seen the best of Bryan Danielson. Let's just get that out the way. The Daniel Bryan isn't the best. The Bryan Danielson we're seeing now isn't the best. The original American Dragon is the best Bryan Danielson, and that is awesome. That run in Ring of Honor with him and Samoa Joe, all of them is crazy. That run is that guy, and that run is top 20. Everything after that was watered down. Like they had the Miz was like his guy, was his mentor, which is insane.
That's still insane. Even then, it was insane.
It's ridiculous. Like he would run just circles around that man. So for me, top 20, he might, if he is in my top 20, he's number 20, but he fits it. So that's my take.
I hate
that
Ring of Honor library is not really relevant. Like it's lost or it's damaged or it's not quality. Because man, Joe, Punk. I mean, they had just a sling of talent running through there.
Yep.
Dre's in comments says only people that don't think he's great is in the ring only watch his WWE. I haven't heard a lot of good things from him in AEW as well that matches up to his Ring of Honor type stuff. Speaking of AEW, I don't watch AEW on purpose, mainly because I can't watch it on a weekly basis. However, there is rumor that being announced sometime in the next couple months that they will be going their entire back catalog, much like WWE is on Peacock. Their entire back catalog from AEW and Ring of Honor will be going to Max. So
they really, I've been pushing like with this whole AEW. I'm not really an AEW fan, but with their television deal, I've been saying, especially with their finances and how they're so loaded with money, just do your own network, man. Forget about that. That's their. I think that's what they should do. They could put all their shows on an app. They could do the whole thing. Like all of a sudden, you're just eliminating. I don't know why they don't do that, but I think that's a great idea for AEW.
All right, we're going to keep it moving, and we go to Brian. You start. Is it the Macho Man? Ooh, yeah. Is that the term we're going with, Freddie?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Or is it Mick Foley? Have a nice day.
Oh, I hate to say it, but Mick Foley was just here for a cup of coffee in the big time, baby. The Macho Man is the man. I don't care if you know wrestling or not. You know oh, yeah. People just say it. They know it. If they've never watched wrestling in their life. About 3 years ago, I actually went as the Macho Man as my Halloween costume, and I had a 12-year-old girl walk up to me and cut the cream of the crop promo on me because she knew it just from the outfit. So Macho Man is the man. Macho Man all the way.
Freddie, Macho Man or Mick Foley?
I'm a huge fan.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of Mick Foley. I always have been. Mama Foley baby boy. But Savage is, oh yeah. And it always reminds me of fucking Slim Jim, unfortunately, because the entire you go, oh yeah, then you go slap it to a Slim Jim. You can't help but bring that to it. But fucking Savage had some of the best lines, period, as well. Savage, Piper, Flair, Dusty, like that entire time period where you had to have good promos to carry it. Because if not, there's other people that was willing to take your spot. That entire Vince McMahon run corporation. There's two different shows going on, multiple different shows going on then. So there's other people that could come and take your spot, type thing. So Savage gets my vote.
Savage also gets my vote and the win. It's Macho Man. I don't care. It's him, and I love Mick, but not on the mic. It's definitely Macho Man. Jamie, is it the Macho Man or is it Mick Foley?
Absolutely Macho Man.
And Q Diggity, is it the Macho Man or is it Mick Foley?
You got 3 minutes. Wrong show, same person. It's got to be Macho Man, Macho Man.
And, I do want to do an honorary mention since we're talking about the Macho Man. We actually just broke down the Ultimate Warrior's promo when he's talking about killing airplane pilots and crashing the plane into the ground. Let's give it up for the Ultimate Warrior. Not everyone could pull off a promo that's talking about killing airplane pilots.
That is in the business what we call another sweep. The Macho Man destroys Mr. Foley. That's a sweep. The last matchup, bitches. The last matchup in the first round, and we will go with Freddie. Is it The Rock? If you smell what The Rock is cooking, or Mr. Piper, just when you think you know the answers, I change the question. We start with you, Fred.
That's not the phrase I had written down for The Rock, but on my end.
Okay. What did you have? Sorry.
I had it doesn't matter what your name is.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Okay.
So it doesn't matter either way. My vote's Piper, but Piper was a monster on the mic, dude. Like there's a couple things that tarnish Piper's entire legacy, but it's still like the fact that Rock stuff was written for him, like he had a specific writer for him, and even now type thing that he just can't riff. The entire Cena promo where he mentioned that The Rock had his notes written on his arm type thing is still one. It's a savage burial. and it's not just Cena. Like you could see from the camera that it was written on his arm because he didn't write it. He didn't write it in pen. He wrote it in like a marker so you can see it, and it was all smudged because he was sweaty, which makes me laugh even harder. Piper though did that. A majority of the stuff he did was just off the cuff because they did so many shows in a week that he had it so ingrained in his head. It's just what it is. But The Rock was highly repetitive and everything else. Piper is a moment maker upon moment makers in an age of moment makers, and he still stood above other people. So Piper gets my vote.
I've been accused of, liking the old school more than the current, and this is one of those situations. The Rock is another manufactured talent, at least on the mic. He's got ingenuity. He's got charisma, which is a good part of a good promo, but the words were written for him. Piper is the epitome of the great promo. It was the charisma. But when he needed to get serious, he got serious better than pretty much anybody. I will always go with Piper. So he gets my vote. Jamie, is it Mr. Piper or is it The Rock?
I'm going to agree with everything you said, honestly, and I'm going to give it a big old yep.
That would be Piper with the victory. Q. Is it Piper or is it The Rock?
I don't give a fuck if the Rock had a Ghost Rider for him. Don't care. It's for entertainment. It's for a fucking promo. He had to fucking deliver it though. Just because somebody else wrote some shit for you doesn't mean it's good. You have to make it good still yourself. So I'm still going with The Rock. He's been one of my all-time favorites. Still is. So I'm giving it to The Rock.
Brian, the last vote. Is it Piper or is it The Rock?
Well, I swore that I would only vote for this gentleman after watching the cinematic masterpiece. That should have been every nomination for every Golden Globe, every Academy Award. Hell Comes to Frogtown. After I saw that masterpiece, I decided it was only Piper for me, guys. He should be in every movie. He should be the only man acting. He is, and not to ruffle your feathers, Harvey, the Will Smith. He could have been.
That's a downgrade, sir.
They paid me. The $1 Million Man paid me to do that. I'm sorry, Harvey.
It's all good.
It's Willard. Will Smith is forever known as Willard Smith on this show now.
And that is Piper getting the victory. And that is the end of the first round. And we'll be right back after a word from your or our whatevers. Bye.
I thought Q was doing his OnlyFans ad. He stood up and walked towards the camera. I was like, what are we doing here?
All right, we got bastard, and Harvey. Harvey, do you have an ad for us?
No, I'm good.
All right, then you're. Nobody has blown a load, and nobody has stolen a vote. So keep that shit in mind.
Okay. All right. We're gonna get back. I'm gonna pick up the pace a little bit, guys. We ready?
3.
All right. Welcome back. We are going to round 2. Everybody, if you have a load, feel free to blow it. It is still available to you. Is there something else? Blow a load and what else? Steal a vote? Is that something we can do?
Yep, steal a vote.
All right. If you are a villain and you want to steal a vote, feel free to do so. Something to keep in mind. Second round begins, and it starts with me. And let's get Biggie. Let's get Biggie. Let's go with Dusty Rhodes. I have dined with kings and queens versus Damn by Ron Simmons. And yeah, it's Dusty. That's why I picked that, because that's easy. Let's keep it moving. Jamie, is it Dusty or is it Ron Simmons?
I think it's pretty obvious that it's Dusty, so we'll just keep this shit moving.
Q, Dusty or Ron Simmons?
Damn.
It's Damn? Okay.
It's Damn.
Brian, is it Dusty or is it Ron Simmons?
Oh, you got to go Dusty all day. I love me some Ron Simmons, but Dusty just has the catalog to back him up, you know?
Yes, he does. Freddie, Dusty or Ron?
one of the things about this particular bracket is we're talking about catchphrases and the actual catchphrases that is currently on the bracket itself. So when we're talking catalogs, it'd be okay to mention them, but personally for me, I'm going for catchphrase to catchphrase. Kings and Queens is a damn good line. I appreciate it for what it is. However, the comedic value that damn generates is still my particular vote. And yes, Harvey, I do agree that Ron Simmons needs to be known for more than just damn. And I will say that every time he moves on. However, he's not moving on at this point. But damn gets my vote.
Dusty with the victory, and we keep it moving. Jamie, we're going to you. Is it the Macho Man or Scott Hall with AO?
Macho Man is going against who?
Scott Hall.
I think it's so easy to forget about Scott Hall when you got Macho Man in the mix. I do enjoy Scott Hall, don't get me wrong, but I'm gonna go with the Macho Man. I feel like his stuff's not gonna die out that quick.
Got you. Macho Man gets a vote. Q. Is it the Macho Man or is it Scott Hall?
Oh, it's gotta be Macho Man.
Brian, is it Macho Man or Scott Hall?
Macho Man. It's got to be Macho Man.
Freddie, is it Scott Hall with Hey Yo or is it the Macho Man? What's the phrase? I didn't write that down. I just wrote the name. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Both of these phrases are realistically iconic, and they're redone in like backstage segments and stuff like that for people all the time. Rest in peace to both of them. They're both gone now. I'm gonna keep the train going on this one. Go for a sweep. Oh yeah, gets my vote.
And this is a sweep. It's Macho Man. He's a legend. Very few can take him down. We're going with the Macho Man. And this
Exactly. And
is
you can take Macho Man and put him into Kool-Aid Man.
Macho Man with the sweep.
Not anymore.
Oh, you know what I mean.
All right. So wait a minute. So I made the last vote. So it goes to Q. Does it go to Q? It goes to Q. Q. Is it Booker T or is it the $1 Million Man?
Well, as my name is, can you dig it, sucker? Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I don't know. I love his fucking theme song. I love the catchphrase. He didn't really change it. It was that. And then you can always rely on the spinnerini. So let's run it.
Booker T gets a vote. Brian, is it Booker T or is it Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man?
Everyone has a price for the $2 bill, man. The only cash I had on me was a bunch of $2 bills, and I wanted to do some kind of thing. But I got to go $1 Million Man on this. Not because he gave me 3 $2 bills right now either.
Freddie, is it Booker T or is it the $1 Million Man?
I'm gonna go with $1 Million Man on this one. If everyone's got a price. Booker T, by the way, did actually have another catchphrase. The entire. Tell me you did not just say that.
Or don't hate the player, hate the game.
Was that Booker T? I thought that was.
Nah, that was his. That was basically his version of the Rock when he was in WCW. Yeah, he did that. What the hell is going on?
What are you doing, Q?
Oh my God! So the vote goes to Ted DiBiase.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone's got a prize. Apparently, Q does too. Trying to put a shirt up like that.
Yes, and I am going to concur and go with the $1 Million Man. I love that's one of the great characters that Vince ever came up with. I respect that infinitely, and I love Booker, but we got to go $1 Million Man for that one. With that, he gets the win. Jamie, is it Ted DiBiase or is it Booker T?
Should have stole some votes here because that's some dumb crap. Booker T. Come on. $1 Million Man, take a seat.
Wow. All right. And we
Every
keep
man does have his price, even for something he's not willing to sell.
Brian, we're going to you. Is it Stone Cold Steve Austin? 316 says, I just whooped your ass. Or is it the whole effing show with Rob Van Dam?
Oh, you got to go Austin. You got to go Austin. That's like a freight train coming through.
Freddie, is it Austin or is it Rob Van Dam?
I'm going to go with Rob Van Dam on this one, just for the simple fact that Austin also gave us another catchphrase that is really annoying that needs to
What?
stop. So I'm going to punish Austin for this one.
What?
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 What? And that's all Austin. Like, he fucking started that one.
We'll never forget it.
Never
And I
forget
hate
it.
the way it carries over. Like, if you listen to the Jay Uso promos, it's basically Austin saying what, but they just changed the name to whatever his catchphrase
Yeet.
is.
Yeet.
Yeet. Yeah, that's basically
Yeet.
what it is. And there's a
Yeet.
few other ones.
I
that
like
just feel
Yeet
that
better.
rhythm.
I do.
All right, so that goes to RVD. I am a monster ECW fan. Love it. I love Stone Cold, but I preferred stunning Steve Austin over Stone Cold. And ECW needed, well, they had a good roster, a good set of stars coming up. I'm going to go with RVD on this also. I love Rob Van Dam, and he was talking, but he really did most of his talking in the ring. But I'm still going to take RVD for this one. So RVD is up. Yay me. Is it Rob Van Dam or is it Stone Cold Steve Austin?
I mean, RVD, like you said, didn't do a lot of talking. It's not that he couldn't, because he did actually do a good job with the mic. I am pretty annoyed with Stone Cold to a certain extent, so we're going to go with RVD.
Rob Van Dam knocks out Stone Cold Steve Austin. And Mr. Can You Dig It Sucker, is it Stone Cold or is it RVD?
I got to go with RVD. I feel myself quoting more of this, than I do, whooping your ass. So let's go with that.
That might be the upset.
That's a major upset.
Freddie,
And nobody stole a vote on that one either. That's what
Jamie was saying there. Freddie, we're going to go with you. Is it DX with
I knew you were going to give this to me.
DX with Socket or JEFFJARRET? That's Jeff Jarrett. Slap nuts.
I love this slap nuts line, but even I can attest that suck it is just so much better. It's stupid. It's so fucking stupid. But it's so much better. I'm gonna go with suck it on this one. It'd be a shame for me not to.
I'm gonna do that also. I'm not a biggest fan of DX, but as in terms of, I guess, impact, there's very few things that hit like that. So DX gets my vote. Jamie, is it DX or is it slap nuts Jeff Jarrett?
A big fat yep to y'all's vote.
DX with the win. Q, DX or Jeff Jarrett?
Babe, why don't you just suck it?
Okay.
No.
You owe her big for that one. Brian, is it DX or Jeff Jarrett?
You got to go DX. I mean, I love me some Jeff Jarrett, but that is iconic. Like Freddie said earlier, people in the crowd. I never saw anyone going JE double A like in the crowd, but you see everyone saying suck it. So,
and that is a sweep, everybody, and we keep it moving, and it starts with me. I like this one. Let's go here. Is it Bret Hart, the best there is, the best there was, or the best there ever will be? Or Mr. Mark Callis, better known as The Undertaker, with Rest in Peace? I'm going with Taker. Easily. Jamie, is it Bret or is it Taker?
The WWE ripoff, the whole best the whole Bret Hart thing to how they do their entrance now for the past and for the present and the future. Here go with Undertaker though. Feel like that one always stung a little bit and stuck with you.
Q Diggity, Taker or Brett?
Oh, it's got to be Taker. The way he said it always gave me goosebumps.
Taker. Taker with the win. Brian, is it Taker or is it Brett?
I'm glad Taker took it. I'll go for Brett. That's kind of a 50-50 thing because I remember both of those promos at the end of their promos, both of those lines really like weighing heavy. Like they both put pretty emphasis on that. So I'll go for Brett, but yeah, it's a toss-up. It's like a 50-50.
All right. Freddie, is it Taker or is it Brett?
I'm gonna agree with Brian on this one. It's a complete 50-50 toss-up on this one, which I agree with. I'm glad it ended up being a 3-2 on this. I'm gonna vote for Brett as well. Best there is, best there was, the best there ever will be is like pretty much tell somebody you have no fucking chance. Like just no. Mike's in comments. I haven't seen him for a minute. Is Captain Sano in this one? No.
No, that's behind the scenes. That's the behind the scenes bracket. Nah, not this one up front. But
he does show no mercy. So
yeah. There you go. Taker pulls out the victory. Jamie, you get to start this one. Is it your favorite? That would be The Miz or Daniel Bryan. Yes. Yes. Yes.
That's actually that's a pretty good one to be quite honest. Fuck y'all. And I'm gonna fucking take Q's vote and I'm gonna give it to The Miz 2 times over.
Bang!
What? Wow. I was so ready.
Look at that. So Jamie took The Miz, and guess what? Q, against his will, also took The Miz.
Fuck
Brian,
The Miz.
Is it The Miz or is it Daniel Bryan?
Wow, that was a move I didn't see coming. Still in votes. You know what, Jamie? I will go Miz. Just throw fuel on the fire there.
And Daniel Bryan has been ejected against his will. Freddie, is it The Miz or Daniel Bryan?
That is probably the only time The Miz will ever get a leg up on Daniel Bryan. But I'm gonna go for the yes movement on here. Again, it's transcendent. It's not only in wrestling; it's everywhere else in the world as well. And as a wrestling fan who was never really ashamed to be a wrestling fan, I was just always hopeful it would have gone bigger than it was. That way, I didn't have to be so. I would be a little bit more conformist to the world because the world would have been in my realm than anything else. Didn't happen that way, but yes gets my vote.
Yes gets his vote. I will go with Daniel Bryan also. So it's not a straight blowout, but The Miz stuns the world. The final matchup in the second round. Q, this is you. Is it Mr. Piper? Or is it the fan?
Say it one more time, sir.
Is it Mr. Piper was just when you think you know the answers, I change the question? Or is it This Is Awesome by the fans?
It's got to be This Is Awesome. That's what every girl says.
Brian, is it the fans or is it Mr. Piper?
I must be hanging out with the wrong girls because I never heard that once. I'm going to go with the fans. You got to go with the fans.
Freddie, is it the fans or is it Mr. Piper?
I'm going to rely on Harvey on this one. Jamie, I'm stealing your vote because I trust Harvey to makes this decision a little bit more than you do. I'm going to go Piper on this one because he is one of the greatest promos of all time, and this is one of his most famous quotes of all time. When they think they have all the answers, I change the questions. Stolen a vote from me, so that would make it Harvey being a tie-breaking decision.
It went from 2-0 to a flat-footed tie, 2-2, and it is left to me, and I bring the wisdom, and I always make the right choice. I'm a fan, but I'm a fan of Roddy Piper, and you have to go with Mr. Piper in this vote, so Piper gets the W. That is the end of the second round, and we'll be right back.
All right. Before I became a podcaster, I never thought all these 5-star request type stuff was actually mattered. Well, I was wrong. But being the bastards that we are, we're not just going to ask you to spend those valuable 3 seconds with nothing in return. To be perfectly honest, it's just kind of rude. But we'll trade you. If you send us a screenshot of your 5-star review on either YouTube or whatever your favorite podcatcher happens to be, along with a matchup that you want us to vote on, we will not only shout you out on the show as a thank you, but we'll do the matchup live on air. It will be our thank you to review. And we have a thank you to review today, all the way from Alaska, believe it or not. It says, greetings from Alaska. Love the show. It's good to see people admit when they are wrong and to change their mind. You asked for 5 stars and you have earned them. However, I do not have a matchup for you. My wife and I cannot agree on this, so your vote may help me out. Who, in your opinion, has been the alternate casting? Is it Nicolas Cage as Batman or Sylvester Stallone in The Terminator? Signed, the horny bastard, Jacob Horn. P.S. Stallone was never thought for The Terminator, but if you look close in the movie Last Action Hero, he replaces Arnold in a cutout for the role, but Nick Cage did do a casting video for Batman. Harvey, being the host of today's show, I'm going to be going to you first. Is it Nick Cage as Batman or Stallone as the Terminator?
Nick Cage is my pick, and he would have been an absolutely horrible Batman. Terrible, but I still have to pick him. Sylvester Stallone is not the best of actors anyway, so I can't really vote for him unless there's some boxing involved. Let's just go with Nicolas Cage.
Nick Cage gets a vote. Brian?
You know, what is it? Stallone did a movie that was similar to The Terminator, and it traumatized me as a young child going to the movies by myself. It was called Cobra, and I still have anxiety over that. Shouldn't have never watched that movie as a young kid, but I could not see him as like a Terminator. So I'm gonna have, what was the other option?
Nick Cage as Batman.
God, I hate I'm with you, Harvey. That would have been the worst. I think it would have been worse than George Clooney. But you got to go Nick Cage. You get this novelty value. Come on.
Q. I don't think he's paying attention.
Oh, it's either Q. Is it Nick Cage as Batman or Sylvester Stallone as a Terminator?
But that's towards me.
Yeah.
Oh, I was not paying attention. I'm talking to the wife. So I'm going with Nicolas Cage on this one. I think he would have been a phenomenal Batman, personally. I don't see how you guys think he's terrible. It's Nick Cage.
There's probably worse Batmans than Nick Cage would have done. I would like to. I even watched the movie Last Action Hero. I'm a huge fan of this movie, and I did see the entire Stallone as Terminator cutout, so I know what Jacob's talking about here. I think that'd be kind of a cool thing to see, to be perfectly honest. So I wouldn't mind seeing that. Jamie, what about you? The better alternate casting. Can you see Nick Cage as Batman or Sylvester Stallone as the Terminator?
I mean, if we think about it, yes, Nick Cage would absolutely suck as Batman. Terminator, I already can't understand what Arnold Schwarzenegger says half the damn time. So I guess if you throw in Sylvester Stallone and the like, you know, it works out, I guess. But as much as I love Batman, I'm so sorry to do this. I'm going to vote for Nicolas Cage to be Batman. Yeah.
All right, there, Jacob. You have the only person who voted against the crowd was me on today. So I don't know who your wife is voting for or who you're voting for on this one, but we all went with Nick Cage except for myself. I went with Stallone. So there you have it. You got a shout out.
In the Rocky movies.
Yes. You have a shout out from the Thank You To review. Harvey, back to you.
It is time for 1, 2. The next round, we're in the final 8, the Elite 8. I started it over again. Jamie, we're going to start with you. Rob Van Dam versus DX.
DX.
Q, RVD or DX?
You know, I don't think I've said this for a little while, but fuck you, Freddie.
There you go.
Even though this is more us, but still, fuck you, Freddie, because you helped pick him here. God damn it. So suck it or Rob or RVD, huh?
Whole fucking show.
I can't remember the times I bagged myself doing the X symbol over doing, this and not actually like poking myself in the neck or anything like that. So I'm gonna have to go suck it.
Brian, is it RVD or DX?
I love RVD, I love ECW, but that DX, the suck it, man. He couldn't, like you said, people got kicked out of school for that. It was iconic. We'll go DX.
DX is in the final 4. Freddie, is it DX or RVD?
I'm gonna go with DX as well. Suck it is. Again, when you're talking about transcending wrestling, suck it transcended wrestling is still being talked today. So gets my vote.
Just so that it's not a complete sweep, I'm actually gonna go with RVD for this one. I enjoyed DX. I feel like it was kind of a cheap copy of another faction. We won't talk about that.
You bastard.
DX wins 4-1. Q, next, you get to start. Is it The Miz because he's awesome, or Roddy Piper because he changed the answers, or he changed the question before, or whatever the hell? Like I said, I'm old. So, is it The Miz or is it Piper?
You just changed the damn bracket right there.
I'm gonna steal Jamie's vote, and I'm gonna go with Piper. So that's what I'm gonna do to Jamie later. Piper.
You stole Jamie's vote?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. And you took Piper. Okay. Brian, Piper or The Miz?
Oh, Piper all day long. Miz shouldn't even be in this round. You don't even belong here, Miz.
Piper with the win. Freddie, Piper or The Miz?
I'm going to give it to Piper as well. When they think they have all the answers, I change the questions for
Thank
Old Man
you.
Harvey on that one.
Appreciate that. I concur. Piper gets the sweep. The Miz gets to go home to his awesome wife, so he's not that upset.
And his tiny balls.
And his tiny balls.
Exactly.
They're average size balls. They're massive balls.
Brian, is it, this is great. Is it Dusty Rhodes or is it the Macho Man?
Ooh. Wow. That's a matchup there. Macho Man. We'll go Macho Man. That's a tough one. That's like a 60-40 on that one.
Freddie, is it the Macho Man or Dusty Rhodes?
I'm gonna go Macho on this one as well. Again, when you talk about transcending wrestling, oh yeah, it was one of those things that transcended wrestling as well, mostly through sponsorships. But you could still, even everybody and their mom who wasn't a wrestling fan still knew the entire "oh yeah" type thing from. And it's so much fun to actually do too. Just the entire try to do. I suck at it, but try to do the entire Macho Man voice. It's just fun. So Macho Man get my vote. I love Dusty though, I really do. But as far as catchphrase to catchphrase, uh, dine with kings and queens is a good speech monologue type thing, and it's referenced a lot. But as far as catchphrase, oh yeah,
I'm going with Dusty because it's Dusty Frickin' Rhodes. Jamie, is it Dusty or is it the Nacho Man?
It's gonna be your Macho Man. Absolutely.
Ooh, this is great. This Final Four is going to be nasty.
yeah. This is
awesome.
That matchup is great.
Q, Dusty or Nacho?
Oh yeah. Oh, I glad it. Damn it. Did I really? No, I didn't. Damn it! It was a picture of the Kool-Aid Man. I was saying, "Oh yeah."
All right, we just need one more. And Freddie, you get to pick this one. Is it the $1 Million Man? Because everybody's got a price, or is the Undertaker with rest in peace? Ooh yeah!
Both of these are very on the nose for characters. Like the entire rest in peace as an Undertaker is fucking great, but everybody's got a prize. It's absolutely fantastic too because it's pretty much saying it's like I don't have to beat you, I can fucking buy you. So this just I could buy you 10 times over, which actually nowadays kind of sounds racist. So I'm gonna go with everyone got a price because I've met the dude. He's actually pretty cool in real life. So $1 Million Man gets my vote.
As a host, I'm allowed to steal votes?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's only you and Brian who's got still a vote left.
All right, I'm going to steal Q's vote, and I'm going to vote for the $1 Million Man so that he gets the W. Let's get that out the way.
Everybody's stealing Q's vote.
What the fuck?
I can't trust you voting. You like to throw shit for no reason out there, so let me just chop you at the vocal cord. So.
Yeah, I do love me some Undertaker. You know, like I said, every man has a price for even something he's not willing to sell, like his butthole. But it's got to be the Undertaker still.
So the only one with a steal a vote left is Brian. By the way, Brian, this was the last time you could have stolen a vote, and you can't because
Yeah.
well, actually, you can. You can if you want to. You could have.
I still have to vote.
Yeah, you can steal James if you want. You're the last person to have the ability. So,
Jamie, it's your vote.
Do it.
I mean,
honestly, my vote was gonna be for Undertaker. So,
what is it right now? What's the score on this?
Well,
3 and out, $1 Million Man.
Oh, all right.
All right, so I guess you can finish it.
All right, yeah. I guess I'll steal Jamie's vote. Can I do that? Is that what we decided?
Yeah, you're more than welcome
I'll
to.
just go $1 Million Man for a clean sweep.
All righty, and that's a sweep. We are at the final four. This is awesome. I will let you guys pick. I get to start, and I get to see this in front of me. Okay, I'm going to start with the best one. Is it the Macho Man? Ooh, yeah. Or is it Mr. Roddy Piper? And I'm going to go with Roddy Piper. Jamie, is it Macho or is it Piper?
wow, it's definitely Macho. Definitely. Elizabeth, get over here.
QQ, Macho or Piper?
Piper, no piping. Piper, no piping. Macho Man.
So you're saying Macho Man?
Yes.
Brian.
I'm gonna go Macho Man. I gotta go Macho Man.
Macho is in the finals Freddie, is it the Macho Man or is it Mr. Piper?
Piper, no piping. What the fuck? I love Piper. I'm sorry, Harvey, but I'm gonna have to go with Macho Man on this one as well. I can't even give him his due.
Macho Man is in the finals. Who is he going to take on? Jamie.
What's
Not the
your
Undertaker.
Huh?
It's not the Undertaker.
But there's like 8,000 people. I started, didn't I?
Yeah, but what was your vote?
Oh, my vote was for Piper.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was the only person with the sense to vote for Piper, but it's okay for the rest of y'all. Go with the Macho Man. And the Macho Man is either going to take on, and Jamie, you start with this, with Suck It from DX, or Everybody's Got a Price with the $1 Million Man.
Suck it.
Q. You muted yourself.
You can suck it.
DX. Brian, is it DX or is it the $1 Million Man?
I'm gonna go $1 Million Man because I think DX would have done some crazy stuff for the right price.
I think we have potential for a nice comeback here. Freddie, is it DX or is it the $1 Million Man?
I mean, does everybody have a price to suck it?
I implied it. Freddie just flat out said it.
Basically.
I mean, as they say, $20 is $20. So it is true. Everyone has a price. For me, gets my vote.
Which means I get to break the tie and I get to I get to send Triple H, China, and HBK home because we are going with Mr. DiBiase because everybody's got a price. The finale, the final, is the $1 Million Man versus the Macho Man. Q, this is the final vote. Is it $1 Million Man or is it the Macho Man?
WrestleMania 4 main event. Watch out, guys.
No, sorry, I was telling everybody around the house to shut the fuck up because I couldn't hear. I said it in a nice way. Okay. All right, so what's the choice there?
This is also your last time to blow a load, by the way. Nobody has done so.
Oh, that's true. I didn't mention that. Feel free to blow the load if you'd like to do so. $1 Million Man or the Nacho Man?
Oh, there's no need to blow the load on this because it's gonna go on fucking the $1 Million Man because everyone has a price. But I'm still voting for the Macho Man.
That's what I thought. Okay, Brian.
I'm gonna go with Macho Man on this one. Gotta go.
Freddie, is it over or are we keeping it going?
It's gonna be over because you know my vote's where my vote's gonna go for. But as a man of completion, I'm gonna be blowing my load.
Like good-looking kid come over to the camera. I like that, Brian. And so Freddie has blown his load, and so will I. I'm gonna blow my load also. Jamie, is it the Macho Man or is it the $1 Million Man?
Look,
or is it going to be a threesome?
I was looking forward to blowing last, so I'm blowing my fucking load.
Freddie,
yep, it's a threesome.
back to you.
Which means I do get to give the final, the changing vote on here, which is going to be, oh yeah, from the Macho Man gets the vote.
And the victory, I will also vote for the Macho Man. Is it a sweep or is it a 4-1, Jamie?
Oh no, it's Macho Man. Completely all the way. I was just really making sure that I was gonna be the last one to say, oh yeah.
The winner is Mr. Poffo, better known as the Macho Man, with one of the great voices in that business. And that's a good winner. I have no problem with the Macho Man winning. I do have a problem with the Miz getting far as he did. and Dusty, but
Bad.
Dusty lost to Macho Man. That's not a bad person to lose to. So we'll take that. I hope you enjoyed this. Go ahead.
I would like to say something though. Harvey did this, so I'm going to point this out. Q did this a while back where he voted against Ron Williams. And it was the only vote that Ron Williams got against it the entire time. Macho Man, winning this entire thing, went 5 and out on everything except for 2. That was Macho Man versus Dusty Rhodes.
Mhm.
Harvey voted for Dusty Rhodes. Also, it was Macho Man versus
Piper.
Piper,
Yeah.
and Piper got his vote as well. Everything else went 5 and out.
See, Harvey's just as much of a bastard as I am.
I only did that ish once. You did it once, and that was you ruined a perfectly good run. At the same time, it's Dusty Rhodes and Roddy Piper. I will not apologize for voting for those two. I
won't apologize either. I won't apologize for Rob Motorsport.
Who did you vote for instead of Robin Williams?
I believe it was.
You don't even remember. That's how ridiculous it is.
Can't think his name. He's the host of fucking.
Yeah, that guy. Him. Who is
the black guy.
It was a black guy, yeah.
Was it Steve Harvey?
Nope.
No.
Do you remember who it was?
I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But he's
Wayne
on
Brady.
200 anyways, and he's the host of
Wayne
Let's
Brady.
make a deal.
Was it Wayne Brady?
Yeah, Wayne Brady. There we go.
Yeah.
Dude. And then you
He didn't
chose
vote for Wayne Brady. He
He
didn't
voted
vote for Wayne Brady. What happened? What happened was I made a comment saying that Robin Williams has the possibility of sweeping through the entire thing. So it's my fault. That's what it was. Anyway. Macho Man wins the day. Finish this one out. Jamie, where can people find you?
Oh, fuck around and find out is usually what it is. But you can find me on Facebook, and that'll give you all the other outlets for everything else that I'm kind of on sometimes, But find me on Facebook.
You can find Q at.
You can find me at Bracket Baskets, of course. You can also find me on Facebook under Quentin Bannister, and you can find me on Instagram under Master Bastard Q because, I am the master of these bastards.
You can find Brian at
thedailydank.com, guys. Go check it out. We're also on YouTube, on Instagram, on all the platforms. Go check us out. We do podcasts. We do good times, adventure videos. You name it, we probably got it over there. Go check it out, guys. Great community. Come join us.
You can find Harvey at
HarveyLaguerre.com for the Men of the Prize podcast. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Just type in Men of the Prize. Or if you really want some if you want some nice pictures of me, me picking up the paper off of the driveway floor early in the morning, you can find me, just look up Harvey Laguerre on Facebook. I'm willing to stretch for you. I'm that kind of guy. Otherwise,
grab the ankles for me, Harvey.
Otherwise, if there's a negative Will Smith comment, chances are I either said it or I liked it. This was fun to come back home to do the Bastards of Bracketness.
And you're welcome back anytime, Harvey. I am your host, Freddie. I am not your host today. I'm one of your hosts, Freddie Fisher. You can find me at that on Facebook. While you're on Facebook, check out Bracketology, Bracket Bastards. We have 2 different polls going up every single day. Currently, and I need to work on this when I get back up there, we have the Mel Brooks versus Kevin Smith bracket going on currently. It is a Sweet 16. And we also have the Bastards Championship going on as well. Pick up those matchups. Some really, really good ones as of late. Next week, I will be gone. So we have a newer host. Bubbles is supposed to be doing it solo next week. It is going to be her and the rest of the crew talking about Disney movies. This is a Disney movies bastard. This is a change in schedule because I fucked up my schedule. I thought I was taking vacation next week, or the weekend after that, not this upcoming weekend. So I apologize for that one. But I try to end every single show with a quote. I stole this idea from Harvandre a long ass time ago, because on his show, Men of the Prize, he does this as well and always comes up with some good ones. So I tried to come up with one that is not only wrestling related, but also mental health related, especially men's mental health related. And this one is directed at Harvey. When asked if Macho Man has ever cried, Macho Man replies, "It's okay for macho men to show every emotion of available right there, because I've cried 1,000 times. I'm going to cry some more. I've soared with eagles, slithered with snakes, and everywhere in between. I'm going to tell you something right now. There is one guarantee in life, and that is that there's no guarantees. Yeah, understand this. Nobody likes a quitter. So if you get knocked down, take the standing 8, get back up again, and you're a macho maniac. Dig it?"
Brother.
That is our show this week, guys. Special thanks for Harvey for showing up and doing the show this week. I love all of you guys. I will not see you next week, but we will be here as always next Sunday at 2 p.m. Central Time. We will see you then.
See you guys.
All right, come on, in stream.
Like in